So we're here this evening with Dakota Bostic, soon to be Ball, getting married in less than
Month.
a month. A month today?
Exactly.
Wow. So this time next month she will be by this time Miss Ball, I guess. So that's exciting. Had a lot going on last little bit, getting ready for a wedding, getting ready to graduate, and then the Lord kind of shows up, right?
Yep. Exciting month.
Been exciting. And that's kind of what we was wanting to kind of talk about a little bit to the church and the church family. Yours is not a rare occurrence of what's kind of happened in your life, but I did want to share it with the church and kind of give them your testimony. You were raised in church, pretty much been in church your whole life. Tell me a little bit about your, I guess, being raised in church and the influence that stuff has had and God has had and the church has had on your life.
Yeah, so I was raised in a Christian home, went to church my whole life, just never really turned my life over to the Lord. And, I have a lot of great things going in my life right now, and I should have been the happiest person in the world. And
Right.
I had a void, and I knew there was something missing. And, I came to realize what it was. And I'm on a clinical rotation right now, or I was working with kiddos several weeks ago. And I had this one little boy, he was 4 years old, and he found out that his cancer had came back,
Okay.
and that stirred some things up inside me. And had another patient, a little 12-year-old boy, who found out his grandpa was really sick, and his mom was kind of preparing him for his grandpa's death, which is really tough on a 12-year-old or anybody. And that little boy, he was set on talking about death. And every time he came in, he would talk about death. And just through talking to him, I realized that I wasn't comfortable talking about death, because in that moment I knew that if I died, I didn't know where I would go. I didn't know if I would go to heaven. And I'm crying you again, Jeff. Sorry.
You're good.
And so I know that he allowed me to come across those two little boys and allowed them to show me some things and work in my life in just those little moments. And one night I was driving home, and I was listening to the song Reckless Love, and it talks about God's grace and his love for us. And there was a line, God chases us down, fights till we're found, and saves the 99. And I don't know why, but in that moment it hit home for me. And he finally got through to me, and I was ashamed because I felt like I've been hiding from God for so long. But it was just, his grace is amazing, and it was powerful, and there was no denying in that moment. I had to turn my life over because I didn't know if I'd get another chance.
And that's where, and that's one of the big reasons I wanted to, for you to share your testimony, is because, and I don't want anybody to doubt their salvation, but at the same time, I want people to know they're
Right.
saved. And, being raised in church, sometimes I'm afraid there's not a moment in our lives that we can look back and say, I know when I got saved. And, again, I don't want anybody to doubt their salvation, but sometimes, we look at, and a lot of times we look at people and, somebody may come in with an addiction or recovery or something that we're thinking, wow, what a testimony. But your testimony is as powerful as anybody's because number one, it's your testimony. It's what God's done in your life. But it also goes to show you that I think sometimes the people that haven't been affected by addiction, sometimes I think we think, well, our testimony's not that great. But it is. And everybody has their own testimony. And, for those that are listening to this interview, I think of how many of us were raised in Christian homes and that we may have not made that step that we should have made. And if we're not careful, Satan can deceive us and say, well, you're all right. But I'm so glad that, the night that Logan called me, and he's like, can we come down? I'm like, well, yeah. And I didn't know what was going on, but I was so excited for you and for him, and I'm excited about your wedding, and this is going to be a big year for you, hopefully. And we're going to show this today at church, and we're going to have baptism at church today. So this is going to be a big day for you, and but seeing death and realizing what is going to happen when I die, that's a big thing. Anything else you'd like to share?
I'm grateful that he gave me another chance, and I think it took those small, quiet moments for him to grab a hold of me, for me to actually listen.
Yeah, and sometimes that's it. Sometimes if we're not careful, we think it's supposed to be lightning bolts and thunder. And God, it's that deep, still voice, that small, still voice that God speaks to you. Anything else?
And I'm grateful for you for being
here. We love y'all. We're excited for y'all. I'm excited to see what God's got in store for this family that he's putting together with you and Logan. Anything else?
I would just say for anybody that's in my shoes not to wait, to not be scared, and
don't be embarrassed. I know you used the word embarrassed there, and ain't none of us got it together. None of us. So that's one of the things that don't be embarrassed. And that's one of the reasons I wanted this testimony, to be able to show the video of the church, is for people to hear that. That they don't wait, that they're not embarrassed.